Hello, everyone. Welcome to Style Esports Season 7. My name is Shin Kari, and I'm joined today with TDS once again, and we are here to bring you some more great League of Legends action. We are joined today by the teams UW Madison Feta and Cosmic Remix. We got some high plat games for you coming this evening. We have some diamond players as well, so this is looking to be a pretty great game. Picks and bans have yet to get underway, but we are pretty excited. TDS, how you doing?
Great. Thinking about certain things, certainly
Mm-hmm.
some related to the game, some not, but now I'm fully focused on this game, especially because,
Yeah.
like you were talking, this is a plat game going into Diamond, so it's going to be a little different from the ones we've casted before, we've seen before, at least in this league. So I think we should expect good things before it just evolves into a fiesta again, but
Mm-hmm.
still, it should be fine to see.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have a few kind of interesting, I don't want to say one tricks for serve because they don't, we certainly don't have as many games as some other folks here. Um, So it's going to be interesting to see what comes through. We already have a couple of picks and bans kind of predicted, and this was one of them. Skarner, kind of a comfort champion for Waffles for Cosmic Remix. Morgana being banned away. That's another very powerful pick. What do you think so far, TDS, as we're getting more
Yeah.
and more into these bans?
The Madison are just targeting, I think, specific champions from Cosmic Remix. I think they
Mm-hmm.
are more scared about the comfort picks, which
Mm-hmm.
you probably see most of the times with certain teams. Cosmic Remix sadly has to be in the tough position where you either have to ban the OP champions in the meta
Mm-hmm.
or have to ban the comfort champions from the other team. And it's kind of difficult sometimes to take that decision, but I think just taking away Morgana and Jinx, if you cannot play them or if you can trade champions like that, then you have to ban them at all costs. You cannot let those go in because it's just putting yourself in a really uncomfortable position from the get go.
Yeah, for sure. And I think they might use this last ban here to ban away one of these comfort picks because, a lot of times when we talk about series like this, when we talk about multiple folks who are just kind of solo queue players, even if they play a lot of fives together, most of the time, especially at some of these lower elos, especially when you're not a challenger or
Yeah.
even grandmaster for that matter, it's comfort is king. The second you find a champion you're comfortable on, it's going to do a lot better than just saying, "Oh, this is the OP champion right now. I'm just going to pick it and then I'm going to win." Right?
Yeah.
If A lot of the times these comfort picks are going to be very strong because of how well they play them. Now, Rumble being locked in, that is certainly a pick that we thought the Madison Esport was going to be locked in for their jungler because Cloudfield has been playing nothing but Rumble recently.
Yeah, and not only Rumble, but the Lee Sin and the Varus, the Aatrox, we were expecting this because
Yeah.
and the Seraphine as well. These are two champions we expected fully coming into the pick and ban because if they weren't going to be banned, it was most likely going to get picked because of how much playtime they have seen from each of the members that like it, specifically top lane and
Yep.
AD and bot lane. I think those two champions are really going to come through. I love seeing this Claire as an answer against the Aatrox. I think Aatrox is not a really good champion right now. I think if you want to go for a fighter in top lane with those characteristics, Renekton probably covers that better. But the Claire
Mhm.
answer, I really like it. I think he can answer Aatrox in a good manner. I'm not sure how the laning phase is most likely to go. I think Kled should be able to fight the Aatrox pretty comfortably at the start, and then
Mhm.
depending on the outcome of the laning phase, then the matchup can develop from there. But I think with the first three picks from the peak phase were a pretty standard draft picks because of
Mhm.
they were the meta picks that you see almost always. Rumble, Lee Sin, Varus right now they are the most prevalent, and after that it was just comfort picks with that.
Yep.
So I think we have seen the two sides of the coin in that regard. And looking at the bans now, Galio and Thresh. Galio is a good support overall, and Thresh has to go more towards the comfort of a player, but also can be really good in the meta depending on who
Mhm.
uses it. So I think these two are more focused on the players from each of the teams.
Right. And I think really the Thresh ban here might be more targeted because they already have the Seraphine picked. They're more of thinking like what supports are going to go well with Varus and possibly are going to have a hard time for our Seraphine. And Thresh definitely is one of those champions. I mean, Galio is as well, but that's just a breath of fresh air for Madison Esports Feta here is Pike is now also banned away against Cosmic Remix, and that has got to be a pretty interesting ban for most folks. But if you know CX Lotus, he is going to be comfortable on that Pike, and Pike has a pretty good matchup into Seraphine as well. So pretty good bans here to try to make Seraphine's life just a little bit easier in this laning phase.
Yeah, and I also think even though we don't see it as much anymore because of the changes that happened to him, Pike is still a champion that you can flex if you haven't shown your solo laners yet. One of the things I think we didn't mention before was that Lee Sin, we typically see it on the solo lane, but because the Vladimir and the Kled came through, it's most likely a Lee Sin jungle and a Vladimir mid lane with a Kled top lane. So this is not typical, but it's still not super out of the ordinary because the flexibility that Lee Sin can provide to a team just because of the new gateway that he has by going into lanes. Then from the side of Madison, they are answering with Kaisa. And if this Malzahar, yes, Malzahar comes through. I love this pick because it can deny so much from certain champions, specifically Lee Sin and Kled that want to go in. If you just press R, you most than likely will deny them. And those are champions that really do not like to itemize QSS because it's kind of really far
Hmm.
away from their comfortable build path for items that they really want to get. So Malzahar as a champion overall is really great, and I think that you don't need so much magic damage from the mid lane because the Rumble is already there, and the Aatrox also and the Seraphine also provides a certain amount of magic damage. So you really don't need that much magic damage from Malzahar, but he still will be able to provide the dots damage easily.
Hmm.
And then Cosmic Remix with the Bard, it's not a champion we have seen a lot, but I think
Hmm.
it pairs well with Varus as well, and they can have a lot of lane power and lane kingdom in bot lane with that.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, what you want to do against Seraphine and characters similar is since they mostly have like very low HP and sometimes kind of low resistances, you can end up poking them and forcing them out of lane if you're able to get some some easy trades or some easy poke damage here and there. And Bard definitely helps out Varus in this regard, especially being able to really scale into this late game, which I'm assuming this team kind of wants to do. Varus, Vladimir, and also Bard. What do you think about
Yeah,
that?
yeah, they have good late game picks to some degree. I think Kled even can go into that regard just because his ultimate it becomes more valuable the longer the games goes on. And also, one of the things that I like about Leclerc is that
Hmm.
his passive also deals a lot of damage to certain champions the longer the game goes on. So I think Claire overall also serves in that purpose as a late game pick. And one of the things that I like as well with the Bard is that it can prep team fights really well, so that later you can just pile the rest of the damage that you have. So Bard can be the starter, prepare with his ultimate the ground for the fight, and then Claire and Vladimir Virus will come later on and just pull through with that. It's
Right.
really effective in that regard.
For sure. I mean, it's going to be certainly something to watch for sure. I mean, Bard is one of those interesting champions. I know Thousand Eyes, if they're watching right now, this is their champion. The lots of fun to watch whenever Bard, especially for the longest time, Bard's optimal build was like rapid fire cannon and dead man's plate. Like it was just really funny to watch that pop off. And I think I like Bard a lot, especially for this team, that if they decide to press the button, which would meaning that if they want to engage, which this team doesn't really seem to want to, like Varus and Bard are going to be very far back. Like maybe Lee Sin helps with an engage, but like I think this team is mostly, man, it's kind of hard for me to see because there's not a whole lot of divey kind of champions for Cosmic Remix here.
Yeah, it's mostly the Kled, the Vladimir, and the Lee Sin that kind of want to get on the back line to be able to dive in a sense, not really
Hmm.
dive a lot. But one of the good things that I think the Bard also is able to do with his ultimate is that you don't really need to dive to engage to be able to dive a target, because if you put the ultimate in a good position, you can just freeze priority targets in position, and then the champions that want to dive can just naturally go on top of them and prep and get
Right.
their damage prepared before they get out of stasis. So I think
Hmm.
overall that's a really good use for the bird in this game. But
Right.
I think we need to also give some kind of merit to Madison Esports in the sense, although the
Yeah.
Aatrox kind
Hmm.
of feels bad in a sense that I think it came too early because then they could counter it. He still can be impactful if he gets one kill where from help from the Rumble or in any place. I think he can fight the team fights really easily, especially because some champions want to go into him, like we were saying. So
Right.
if the Kled needs to go in, if the Vladimir needs to go in, or if the Lee Sin needs to go in, and the Bard ultimate is not used efficiently, then Aatrox will have a lot of power in those team fights, fighting in mid range against certain champions. The main champion that can fight away from the Aatrox is the Varus, but if the Aatrox is able to get on top of him, then he will most likely die because he doesn't have as much movement speed away from him. So it's going to be hard. The same, and one of the great things about the Rumble this game as well is that Lee Sin right now it's he can clear to a certain speed and can gank to a good degree, but I think Rumble right now has a lot of power early on, so he can fight him 1v1 in the
Hmm.
early parts of the game. So he will have a lot of trouble if he's not able to keep up with the Rumble. And if the Rumble is able to impact lanes like the Aatrox, for example, like the bot lane with a Kai'Sa Seraphine, that even though they are squishy, if they get an early kill or an early lead, they can snowball with that, and then the game can become more complicated. So I feel like the plan for Madison in this game is to try and get early leads, and with that secure early drakes, with that secure early pressure, and
Yep.
then try and force barons the earlier they can because of the
Yep.
damage with Malzahar and Kais as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is definitely a team that is pretty good at taking neutral objectives. So getting the snowball rolling early does also mean that these champions that do like having more items and gold under their belt means that they will have an easier time fighting once we get to the mid game and should be able to pressure them out if this game goes a little bit longer. Especially because Malzahar's ultimate is very, very good in the late game. Get that off, and you'll be dealing tons of damage to the whatever target gets locked down, not just with Malzahar, but the amount of follow-up that his team has as well. And not to mention, Seraphine might have received like a couple nerfs here and there, but as long as her ultimate remains pretty much unchanged, like it's still one of the best ultimates in the game and is still very hard to miss. Like it's very easy to execute and it does so much impact that you can I still think Seraphine is one of the best champions in the game, and the fact that it's being piloted by someone who has such a history on Seraphine that is incredibly positive, I think that is a huge boon for UW Madison here.
Yeah, and they have a like we were saying that ultimate is not only going to be really crucial, but they have good ultimates to follow the Seraphine ultimate as well. So obviously the Rumble Equalizer, but even
Mhm.
the Malzahar ultimate can be placed at the start, and then the Seraphine can follow through that, and the area of effect of the Seraphine ultimate will be so much more huge just because of that. So I think overall they have good enough CC and compatibility with the Seraphine to be able to pull it off with that champion. And if it's someone that has showed that they can play the Seraphine and has a lot of history with the Seraphine, then I think he will be really comfortable with this composition and will be able to deliver in the game.
Yeah, for sure. But with that, we are going to take just a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to be on the rift of UW Madison Feta versus Cosmic Remix Game 1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Style Esports Season 7. My name is Shinkari. I'm joined by TDS, and we are on the rift for UW Madison Theta versus Cosmic Remix. We're now finally on the rift for this game one, and I'm pretty excited. TDS, are you excited?
I want to say yes, and I'm going to believe that yes, I am excited for this game. I think we have enough champions that can create enough action that we can see really good things out of these players.
Yeah, for sure. And we have a whole bunch of comfort picks for UW Madison as well. So we're gonna see some pretty good play out of these folks as well. The Aatrox, the Seraphine, and the Rumble are the folks to watch here. I mean, Cloudfield might not have as much of a history as Savanach and SU20 do have on their characters, but he's been playing this character nonstop on live recently. So it should be
Yeah,
certainly an interesting watch.
yeah, and going into the comfort pick versus meta pick, one of the good things is that if your comfort pick is also a meta pick, then you will always be happy to pick it. So I think the more he plays Rumble, I'm surprised he got Rumble so easily, but it's kind of the champion that
Hmm.
it's been left open mostly from instead of the Morgana. But yeah, the more you play the champion, the more you get accustomed to it, then the more comfortable you be, and then you get your comfort pick becomes also a meta pick and vice versa.
Yeah.
So I think we can start to see that from other champions. Morgana, Deesin as well can become those. So I hope to see more of that as well.
Yeah, for sure. But with that, as we're getting more into this game, we're starting to see the matchups line up. And I did actually look it up, and Kled is slightly favored in this matchup
Okay.
here. But it's not so much of a difference. The Mostly it's favored a little bit more towards Kled. But I think in this particular situation, um, I think the Aatrox should be just a little bit better, just because of how much Su 20 has comfort on this Aatrox, like we keep saying.
Yeah. I think it's almost just repeating it, but I feel like it's just such an important point because if you can just be so comfortable with your champion, most matchups can be then going into your favor just because you know
Hmm.
what to do, what not to do, and what to
Yeah,
expect from the enemy.
yeah, for sure. I mean, practice enough on a particular hero, and you're gonna get real good on it.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought, right? Who would have
Yeah,
thought?
it's not like that's the best way to climb, right? But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
Rumble
yeah.
is
But
setting up a gang.
yeah. This is gonna be a gank onto the top side. Koyo Coco not gonna be in the best of positions here. Might
Oh, he got
actually be able
hit.
to get him dismounted
He
here.
got hit.
Okay, yep, he's
Yeah.
gonna get the dismount. That's gonna be the bear trap on a rope. Taken pretty low here. That's gonna be flash forward. Su
Whoa.
20 not gonna be able to find the last bit of damage, but Lee Sin and Vladimir are here in the top lane, and they're looking to collapse. And on this, that's gonna be a ward dash forward. Not gonna let the Q is not going to land. The Vladimir is going to try his best to do some follow-up damage, but they're not gonna be able to find it this time. No one dies in the top lane. No first blood is shed just yet.
Yeah, but this is advantage Madison Esports because even
Hmm.
though they don't get any kills, they force the flash from Claire, as well as Waffles had to flash to try and save the Claire from a situation where he wasn't as risky because the flash was never going to get him. But still, it was two
Hmm.
for one in flash, and the lanes are in a position where the Aatrox can push back, and he doesn't even have to use TP. His go, or if he uses TP, then he will be ahead from the Claire, and I think that's really important for the matchup. And also
Yeah.
on mid lane the Balsahar was able to get a free farm and then reset back without losing much. So now he's not as down against the Vladimir as he was at the start of the game. They are setting up the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, this was actually real well played by UW Madison. They're real early to this rotation to try to help with the scuttle crab here.
Yeah.
Leeson and Bard came to answer, but it doesn't seem like they had a whole lot of more backup than that. So it looks like it was it just with the numbers advantage and the prio they had bot lane that scuttle crab is going to go over to Rumble, and that's actually pretty good. Rumble doesn't actually kill these scuttle crabs as easily as Lee Sin does, so it should be good to note that, Rumble almost got double crab there, but because of the support from the bot lane, was able to grab it.
Yeah, that's really important, and I think that's also a good show of preparation from the bot lane because, as you said, they prepped that before the Rumble was going down. Ooh, good trade top lane.
Yeah. Suit 20, once again, flexing his muscles up in this top lane here, dealing a decent chunk of damage and forcing the Kled to get dismounted. And, Kled loses a lot of his power when he gets dismounted like that. So it should be an opportune time to just get as many advantages out of this as possible. And man, he's wasted no time bullying this Kled here.
And a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's level 5. Rumble is coming top as well. I think they can dive if they can set up the turret dive, but it seems like they're thinking twice about it. Listen
Yeah,
gets to
the
secure the first Drake at least.
yeah. So Rumble is obviously looking to make something happen because they weren't able to really fight for Drake
They
down on
are
the
going
bot
for it.
side. Yeah, that's gonna be that's a really important word. Okay, so so
That
because they
Q.
couldn't do that, they're trying to make something happen in the top lane, but they have to be careful not to force anything, especially because Kled is about to get
Yeah.
Snarl back. So you definitely don't want to fight Kled underneath turret when he's mounted. So definitely something. Yeah, Rumble is walking away there. It's not like exactly anything that you want to be. It's definitely not ideal for sure. Like Rumble is losing a lot of tempo here, and he's also losing shifts in the bot lane. He might also lose his bot lane as well. Ooh, good flash.
Think it wasn't as necessary. Good flash there, I agree, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it was as necessary because the Seraphine had a lot of health, and
Mm-hmm.
they already saw the Bard use his Q to try and stun the Kai'Sa, but he failed. So there wouldn't be enough CC to be able to secure the Seraphine at a position where she would die. So I think the flash wasn't necessary, but it's still better to be safe than sorry.
Ooh.
And oh,
Yeah, the
to
teleport
be
from
from
Vladimir
Vladimir,
here. They might
wow,
have spotted out the Rumble. Okay, yeah. They're looking the blue team has separated here, so that's
they
Kled
have
popping the
ultimate.
ultimate. They're looking for Rumble here, but they can't quite find it. The flash over the wall is going to be good. Still, no first blood has been spilled just yet.
Yeah, 7 minutes and no first blood, kind of surprising.
Yeah.
They're also the good force from the TP. I don't think Led needed to worry that much, but still they are able to force that. Bard is waiting to try and do a play. We all know the Bard being able to come just from behind because of his portal and secure
Mhm.
that. But now they are going to secure the Scuttle Crab, another Scuttle Crab for Lee Sin, which is falling behind on CS from the Rumble. So I think that's important. And top lane, another trade.
Yeah, we're starting to see why Kled is favored in these matchups here. He was able to use
Oh,
his dodges there to get out of the chains, but ooh, wow. So much
good
damage
trade.
from the Aatrox on return. Yeah, he's able to dodge a lot of Aatrox's fancy feet movement here and also dodge around the chains that pulls him back into the center. So, we saw him dodge first the chains and then use the reactivation of his charge in order to get on the other side of one of Aatrox's Qs. So this is a really just a champion who's kit is suited very, very well to fight Aatrox. But I
Yeah.
think suit 20 here is just showing more of the power of knowing this champion more than his opponent.
And I also think that he got an advantage using his TP top lane, and because
Ooh.
K- Kled didn't use his TP back to lane as either,
Hmm.
so he lost the XP and the gold from some of the minions, so he was behind on that regard as well. And Aatrox was able to back twice, and he's hitting items as well. So that's why there's also a little bit of deficit in that comparison. I think he's taking good trades to take advantage of that fact as well. And
Hmm.
if Kled doesn't go back before, yeah, he's going back now. But I think if he doesn't go back, he's going to keep on losing trades. And Aatrox has ultimate, so he can try and dive that.
Yeah. And now we're seeing CX Lotus being, I don't know if forced to roam is the good idea. For some reason spectator mode doesn't let us see the maps on the map, but that is going to be
Oh,
two ultimates spent in the mid lane here. Clap Ape is taken incredibly low here. The DOTs are ticking. He's able to heal off just a little bit. First blood still hasn't been spilled. CX Lotus
oh,
looking for a little bit more, but he's going to back away. And once again, 9 minutes into this game. Ooh, we might actually have it in the top lane. Waffles is fighting Suit 20 here. He's taken incredibly low.
the,
He's going to flash forward, but
oh,
here comes
the
Koyo
minion.
Coco in from
No,
the side. Can he get the healing that he needs in order to survive? But he's not.
yeah,
He's the first blood is going to go over to Kled in the top lane, Cloudfield. Now looking for a return kill, something.
no
He's gonna get the
waffles.
kill into Waffles, but will he get the kill into Koyo Coco? Certainly not with CX Lotus there. He's gonna get
God.
stunned up. He can't go anywhere. Get Clap Ape is this there for a little bit of a meanwhile nearby XP as it's a 2-for-1 and first blood finally being spilled in the top lane.
Yeah, it took 9 minutes, but we are able to get 3 kills from that play as well. I think it was a misplay in the mid lane first to start. I think Cloudfield and G1 could have killed the Vladimir before he's able to just pull, but I think the damage didn't come through early enough, and the Vladimir was able to just pull away and use the ultimate to be able to run away and survive. The flash from CX Lotus wasn't as necessary, but at least he was able to dissuade the kill attempt from Clawfield and G1. And then on top lane, I think Atrox was trying to
Ooh,
dive there. Oh,
wait a minute. Yeah,
is dead?
Suit 20 might actually find the kill here, but
Okay,
he's
no.
gonna. Okay, yeah, he's not sure why he didn't follow through all the way. Koyo Koko nearly took out his entire HP there. Cloudfield now fighting Waffles for this
Oh,
Scuttle Crab here. Cloudfield going to take him incredibly low. That's going to be the Equalizer. Very, very good coming across. And now the rest of the blue team is here to engage as
doesn't
well.
have
That's going to be
flash.
the Silence coming across from Malzahar. That's going to be a Hispanic King coming in from the side using that Kaisa ultimate to dash up. And it's a 1-for-0. Let's see if they're able to find the rest. That's going to be Get Clap Ape getting incredibly close
Whoa.
here. Not going to be able to find anything else, but he heals just a little bit, deals a huge chunk of damage to Cloudfield. They're just going to back away and possibly reset. Yeah, it's looking like a reset right now. Maybe. Varus is on the wrong side of this fight. That's going to be a charged up Q. That's going to be
Yep,
Seraphine
yeah.
ultimate. The chains of corruption come down as well. Seven Hatch is taken incredibly low. Here comes the Kled ultimate through a teleport. He's taken incredibly low. Suit 20 has answered the teleport, but now he's on the wrong side of the team fight. He's taken incredibly low. He's able to chain up a few people. There's a
Oh,
good chunk of AoE damage. He's able to live for just a little bit longer to help
he
secure
can
the
almost
kill.
survive.
But now the blue team is looking to turn it around. Get Clap Ape is taken incredibly low. It's going to be a flash forward from Hispanic King, but now once again on the wrong side of the team fight, Waffles is going to kick him into the team, and they're going to go down as well. CX Lotus is looking to follow through, but he's taken incredibly low. Waffles is looking for more. He's going to find yet another kill. Can he find more? The Varus Q is going to go wide, and that is a 3-for-2 down in the bottom lane in favor of the red team.
Yeah, 3 for 2, too much happened, but I think they are going to be able to secure the Drake. There's no smite from the side of Madison Esports Fera, so I think this is going to be secured. We have to see what. So, oh wait, Seraphine? Oh wait,
Oh
Mazahar.
yeah,
He TP'd.
Seraphine and Malzahar are looking for it. The dot is
Yeah,
ticking on
Lee is
Waffles.
there.
He's also tanking the dragon here. The blue team is going to be able to
He's got
secure the
it.
Drake, and now Matt G, he's on the wrong side of this fight. Oh man, he's gonna go down. The Cloud wins quick, and the dragon goes down a 2-for-0 and a Drake as well after probably a bad team fight for themselves. They were able to turn this around and actually swing a pretty decent gold lead in their favor, 2,000 gold in their pockets.
Yeah, that was a delayed ace. After the Drake, there was a delayed ace for the side of Madison Esports Fera, and I thought they would be able to secure the Drake easily, but I forgot Malzahar had TP, so he was able to get there
Mhm.
and then clean up really easily with the dots damage as well. And with that, he can also secure the Drake really easily because of the minions and the damage dealing so much to the Drake. But that team fight, okay, wait,
Oh, yeah, we might be
get a
looking for
crap
something
ape.
here. That's going to be the silence. It's going to be dodged by the
Chemo
pool
flag
here.
again.
Cloudfield and CX Lotus are here to support their mid laners. Doesn't look like a fight is going to end up in anything as both folks start to back away here. G1 really, really trying to do his best to keep up in this lane here. And as I say that, I look at the scoreboard and immediately have to put my own foot in my mouth because it's a 3-0-3 Malzahar with 112 CS against a 1-1-1 Vladimir with only
Wo-
88.
Yeah, but they they also tried to go for a play bot lane, but Bart
Hmm.
misses the ultimate, and now they are responding. Wow, so much
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah, Lee Sin is here. The bot lane, there's a bunch of pings coming down. Let's see if they're able to execute down in this bottom lane, though. But it looks like Lee Sin is just going to back away and go for that Scuttle Crab once again. Man, just not getting a whole lot of setup and not a whole lot of execution here by both teams. But it should be fine. Koyo Koko dodging around Su 20 here and doing actually a pretty well against the Aatrox over in the top lane. The bear with the gonna back away.
Yeah, but right now I think they're because of the CS difference as well as a little bit of the what happened bot lane. Aatrox is in a better point with his items, and I think he can fight more easily against the Kled right now. If the Kled had
Hmm.
something else apart from a Tiamat, then maybe I could see him winning the trades and fights as well. But I want to put a quick focus on bot lane because I thought with the Varus Bard would be able to win lane easily and try and put pressure on the Seraphine Kai'Sa, but it's been
Hmm.
totally the opposite of that, and Kaisa Seraphine have been able to just not only put pressure on the Varus and the Bard, but are close to taking out down that turret. If not for the interference by Lee Sin and that fight on bot lane, they would have been able to secure a 5 plate turret before 14 minutes, and that would be huge. They are now going for the Herald. I think pre
Yeah.
14 minutes is not necessarily the best, but it's still an
Ye-
objective, and if you can secure it, it's great. But they are going for a play.
Yeah, the red team is here to answer. It is now a 4v3. Seraphine is coming in from the bot lane as well. She's now coming in through the bush, and it has been leashed, so they're off the Rift Herald for now. Both teams kind of scared off here, but definitely a well played by the Lee Sin to immediately start to move down towards the Rift Herald the second that he saw something was happening.
Yeah, at least he responds well with that. But I really think this is still really good advantage for Madison, especially because Kaisa is stuck with the bot lane. She never came up, so she was able to secure the CS that alone with so getting XP and gold alone, and was able to push some of the minions to the turret. So Varus was denied a little bit of those minions. So in a 1v1, she may be with advantage because she may be close to level 10 before the Varus is. But now that they are two, oh wait, top lane.
Yeah,
Coco.
Sue is taken incredibly low here. Koyo Koko doing a great job of dodging around Aatrox's abilities. And this is kind of what we were talking about. Ooh, Sue 25
Whoa, with
popping the
me?
ultimate here, getting a whole lot of healing. Might be able to turn this around, but Koyo Koko has been mounted once again. He's going to be back on that lizard. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, that's going to be a big Malzahar
So
ultimate.
much damage.
The DOT
Dead?
is good. G1 is on a rampage and is going to take down Vladimir once again. 1-2-1, but a 4-0-3 Malzahar in the mid lane. Definitely something you don't want to look at. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, that's going to be a huge charm coming across on the bar, and that's going to be a kill going over to Kaisa. Meanwhile, Su20 still looking for this
Goblin
kill on
as
the
well.
Kled. You can't escape this Aatrox. He's going to find another kill, and that is going to be more and more death numbers on the scoreboard for UW Madison Feta.
Yeah, 3 lanes, 3 kills for UW Madison Fera, and it was just really well done overall. But Malzahar has a Leandris advantage. He's far ahead than the Vladimir, and even with the Hemo flag, he just gets ultimated on top, and then he just dies by the dots and the minions doing so much damage.
Mm-hmm.
He can never run away from that. Then bot lane, good layering CC. They are able to just get the CC on top of the Bard, and the damage from Kaisa benefits from CC because the passive stacks with that as well. So they were able to explode the Barret really easily with that. And then on top lane, it was just a continuation from uh, the previous fight that was going on. And because Kled didn't have any flash, he used his flash to run away before, so he couldn't run
Mm-hmm.
away again. Then Aatrox was able to take advantage of that, and SU20 just easily solo killed him. I think that was a clear example of knowing your champion limits really well and actually playing him a lot because I think that that was something that he just waited for. He knew that the first time, even if he didn't end the kill, then after that he could just go in again because he has the damage and he can just do it. That oh, Lee
Ooh,
Sin
Lee
going on top
Sin
of
getting a good getting a good kick, but no team to follow up on the
yeah.
damage means that he's just spent his ultimate and his flash with no kill to show for it. So now this dragon fight that's probably going to be happening soon has a major tool, two major tools that are now down for the red team.
It's a flash for flash at least. I think. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, clap ape.
Oh yeah, get clap ape. That
The
pool
chain.
does not save you from that. Oh, and the rest of the tick damage from the Kaisa is not going to save you with that magical journey. Kaisa is still dominating forward, looking for something here. CX Lotus is taken incredibly low. They're looking to finish the kill, but they just can't quite
You're
find it.
corralled.
CX Lotus dodges around the Seraphine ultimate at just the last of moment. Just dodges it by the skin of his teeth. And that's going to be a 3-for-0 and a dragon as well for UW Madison Feta.
Yeah, really well played. They are able to just get on top of Vladimir so easily. The pull, you can pull, but you cannot escape the chains from the Aatrox, and because of that, he gets pulled back and then just boosted out by the Kaisa and the rest of the damage from the team. And then they just continue the play alongside the jungle because it's such a close space. Ultimates like Rumble's Equalizer, Seraphine's ultimate, as well as Kaisa has a lot of play potential, and I think right now she has her invisibility, so she can dive like that without so much risk because she can just become invisible instantly and then run away, and
Mhm.
she's able to play over that. And then Madison Esports just plays so well around that area, and Claire was never a factor in that fight, so they had the advantage all the time in that fight.
Yeah, for sure. And now, we were talking about UW Madison Feta's gold lead before, but now it's huge. 6.3 thousand gold separates these two teams. All of the outer turrets are down for the red team, and they're now up 2 dragons, which means they are a lot closer to that dragon soul, which you said was probably going to be a point of victory for UW Madison Feta since they have a lot of champions that can take neutral objectives very, very quickly.
Yeah, I hope that it would be a better soul than the cloud, but they still can
Mhm.
use it to a lot of advantage, especially because they have champions like Seraphine, Malzahar, and Rumble and Aatrox that love to have their ultis off cooldown, try to use it as much as possible. So
Yeah.
having that ability haste from the Cloud
Ooh,
Drake is really important. And
CX
oh,
Lotus. has been taken one slow
Okay.
after another and being hit by one ability by a different champ, one after another. And it's just has to back away after all that. He's still below half HP and he's going to take a while in order to recover all that back. And it's just going to be a real hard time for him if a fight breaks out. But looks like the red team is just kind of pulling back. The waves are not in their favor. So they're going to try to answer a couple being pushed in towards their inner turrets here.
Yeah, and one of the things that Cosmic Remix needs to be really careful about is that if any of the members get chunked down, it can be anyone, but if any gets chunked down and they don't have any control over the Baron, we were talking about this about the Drakes that they can secure them really quickly, but Baron is the same. Kaisa and Malzahar shred Baron so easily. They can
Yeah.
delete that champion. Ooh, Flash Mid and Hispanic King.
Yeah, Hispanic. That's a huge, huge resource here, and it looks like the
Oh,
red team wants to
Waffles, no.
capitalize it on it immediately. That's going to be a teleport coming down from Kled, and the team fight has yet to start. But there is a bunch of members of the red team here. The teleport was answered by the other mid laner here. Malzahar is back in the fight as well, but both teams don't really want to fight here. Su20 looking for a
The
fight in one v
Aatrox.
three. Might have bitten off a little bit more than he can chew here. The bear trap on a rope. It's not going to pull him back in this time. So it looks like the blue team once again is back in the white, but here comes the go button by Kled. He's going to dive directly onto Hispanic King. That's going to be the equalizer coming across, but it's not going to hit anyone. The first casualty of this fight is Seraphine,
Vladimir
but
is not
Kaisa and
there.
Malzahar are just dealing so much damage. Su20 going to use that stride breaker to get more. Gavaris is trying to make this a 1v1, one for one as best he can. Su20, can you get over the wall and get that CX Lotus? You can't use that dash to get over walls, and he's going to immediately back away. Cloudfield's still looking for something here. Might have found the Bard. Gonna take a turret
No,
shot?
CX
Are we looking for
Lotus.
more? No, okay.
No.
Malzahar and Kaisa
Okay.
immediately going to these turrets that are open and immediately going to start pushing them down. The minions are in their favor, and this is a really, really hard team to stop right now.
Yeah,
41.7k gold in their pockets.
yeah, and going to that fight, Cosmic Remix think they have a good position to try and force it. They go into the river without any vision, without any control, and just try and oh wait, CX Lotus, he's 6 levels ahead of you. You shouldn't never fight that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but going to that fight, they go into the rival blindly and trying to force something. But it's Seraphine, it's Rumble, the Equalizer, and the Seraphine Ultimate are going to cover that area so well, and you're just walking into that against a Kaisa that can also take so much advantage from that small area, and the Aatrox as well. The Vladimir and the Malzahar, funnily enough, I thought they were going to fight without them being there, but they were just fighting bot lane, and the Malzahar is able to just kill the Vladimir alone again, and it forced him to go for a QSS. Your Vladimir that needs to get at least one more item to be able to fight has to go now for a QSS because you cannot escape that. That's really detrimental for you.
Yeah. For sure, and it's one of those. Malzahar is one of those champions that I agree is kind of like Shaco or Blitzcrank, where the entire game just kind of warps around them just kind of existing. You know,
Yeah.
your build pattern has to change, the way you lane has to change, the way you team fight also has to change because that ultimate is so incredibly powerful, even regardless of how ahead or behind the Malzahar is. The suppression is very, very powerful as both teams are looking to posture for this dragon here. The blue team has already started up, but ooh, okay, Malzahar is going to be caught out here. A 3v1 down on
Hello.
the boss line. That's going to be the equalizer to answer. Hispanic King is now trying to turn this around, but G1 is taking incredibly low. He's forced to flash over the wall.
Good
Su20 is looking
flash.
for trying to find this damage. Is
Oh,
going to be
he didn't die.
Cloudfire flashing forward, going to be able to find the kill on a Vladimir, but that's going to be Kaisa being chased and brought down. Su20, that's a huge shield, but can you find the damage to follow it up? He's nearly full HP. He's trying to find something. That's a huge charge coming down from Zatch, but where is the damage? Su20 is trying to put this as much as he can in his favor. He's doing
There it
so
is.
much, putting the whole team fight on his back. That's going to be
Yep.
another kill under his bed. He's looking for CX Lotus now. He wants more. Yeah, I'll go through this magical
Oh
journey.
no.
G1's on the other side. That's going to be the ace for the blue team. An amazing team fight. Su20. Oh my God, popped off.
Yeah, it wasn't that magical for Lotus because he ended up dying, but still, I don't know how that fight ended up so bad for Cosmic Remix because I thought it was a good take. They got on the Mazahar alone, tried to kill him before he could do almost anything, but he's able to flash away and run away. But still, you had a 4v5 because the Seraphine wasn't there, and then you had a 3v5. You could force that fight and get a win, but the Aatrox is so ahead. He has two items. He's able to just skirt around the fight, and if you don't have anything to control the Aatrox and just leave him be to whatever he wants to do, then he will just out attack to death, and you cannot kill him because he will just continue healing himself. And that's what ended up happening. So 20, I don't want to say he didn't have to do much because he carried the fight, but I think it was a lot, not only because of him, but because of the enemy just not playing around him correctly. And that also has to do with a huge advantage that Madison Esports has right now as well.
Yeah, but it looks
Oh
like they
no,
might be
Claire.
looking for yet another fight here. They really, really want to press their advantage here. Sue 20 in the middle of two members here. He's taken pretty low, but that's going to be the equalizer coming across their mouth.
Oof.
Slowed, and they have a huge DOT. Here comes the fire
Coco,
as well.
no.
G1 is going to be able to pick up a kill for himself, and Hispanic King, the Kaisa, is going to pick up a kill for themselves as well. That's a 2-0 over by this Baron, and obviously they're going directly for this big old noodle in the river.
Can Waffles pull it off?
Oh yeah, they're looking for something here.
Oh no,
Waffles
I
is
don't
taken
think
incredibly
so.
low though. Sue 20. Here comes the monster himself. He's gonna get charmed up. The Bard ultimate is just not gonna save you this time. He's getting 2 kills and the Baron. That's the unofficial ace for their team. Sue 20 popping off, being such a huge damage source for his team this game.
Yeah, there goes the reason why they pick it so early on. Even though I don't know much, I thought Claire would be a good champion against the Aatrox. I think
Mm-hmm.
this just shows how important comfort and actually knowing your champ is for playing games. Because I think he played the laning phase correctly in the sense that he didn't give anything away. He had the advantage most of the time, and most of the trades that he took were good enough so that he wasn't ever on threat of dying. And after level 6, he just kept on fighting, but fighting on his terms and winning that. He ended up just getting advantages
Oh,
kind of
did he
alone.
catch out
Oh
the
no.
Vladimir? Oh no, the equalizer as well. Get Clap Ape is taken incredibly low, but now Su 20,
That's a
it's a
good shutdown
1v3.
if
Can
they
he
get
turn
it.
around? Here comes Cledden from the side, but that's a huge shield. He's gonna get a little bit of HP from his ultimate as well, kind of try to keep him in this fight. Yep,
No.
he's gonna pop it. He's looking for the 1v5, baby. Can he get it? He's taken incredibly low. That's gonna be Waffles diving in. Su 20 is already taken so much damage, but can they finish him off? It doesn't seem like they can. He's just healing so
He can't.
much.
No.
Su 20, he's got a triple. Give him the quadra. Get in there. Two Nexus turrets. They
He
can't even
missed.
stop him. Su
Nice.
20, he's not gonna die either.
No. Oh
Oh my
no.
god.
That went from yes, we can get that pick to oh no so quickly. The Ajax, yeah, that's GG. I think
Yeah,
there's
oh
not
my
much they can
god.
just finish this.
I was
Suit
like,
20.
"Oh yeah, Su 20. Good job, dude. Getting the Vladimir while he's off by himself. Good job." Uh-oh. It's 1v3. You're pretty strong, dude, but I don't know if you're that strong. Oh, oops, by
Yeah.
the way, that's a Sterix gauge shield. I mean, just go back in, dog. You got this. To holy shit, he's tanking two Nexus turrets and still killing people.
Yeah, that's pretty much the roller coaster you get from Aatrox when he's ahead. It's like yes, yes, no, 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 yes, Aatrox. That's about it. But gotta
Yeah, and
give credit to
you
Suit
can kind
20.
of chart out the yes, 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 no, 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 yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
like as you watch the whole clip.
yeah, that's like the perfect example of an Aatrox that is so far ahead that he really doesn't care about what's going on in the game anymore. He
Hmm.
just goes in and tries to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, for sure. But
Uh,
with that, we are going to take just a quick break, and when we come back, UW Madison Feta is up one game over Cosmic Remix. Let's see if Cosmic Remix is able to turn this around. But until then, we'll be right back, and we'll be right back with picks and bans. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Style Esports Season 7. We are in picks and bans of Game 2. UW Madison Feta versus Cosmic Remix. They have swapped sides. They are banning and picking new champions. My name is Shinkari. I'm joined with TDS, and we're ready to get into Game 2.
Yeah, and after that landslide of a win from the Aatrox on game one, they certainly said, no, 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 no more Aatrox, and they are taking it away. And the Scanners think the same. I think it's okay. I think Scanner has that kind of prevalence like Goodyear in the sense that just such an tiresome champion to deal with, but it's
Yeah.
still, I'm not sure if it's first ban at least worthy, but maybe they just want to trade important picks with that. The Yoni coming through again, we were talking about this in the sense that we didn't know
hmm
why Yone was getting banned. We don't think it's going to be that damaging of a champion to leave up, but it's still the preference from from Cosmic Remix, so I think it's okay by them. The Malphite coming once again. Morgana has not been touched yet. Neither did Rumble, and any of both, and none of those champions either. So kind of interesting this in this ban phase.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I'm not sure what the. I think we spoke very briefly about why the Yone was banned away, and we're like, Yone isn't exactly the most prevalent champion in the current meta, and
Yeah,
obviously, if you're going to be banning stuff that's like more meta focused, like obviously this Morgana and this Jinx in the game one, that made a lot more sense. But now we're seeing the Yone banned away again, and we're like, well, if you're trying to target ban here, who plays Yone that you're worried about? I think the showing for Malzahar by Jiwan in game one was probably a lot more scary than whatever he could be doing on Yone, and he seems to be the only
yeah.
player for UW Madison Feta that has any games on Yone in their history at all.
Yeah, and I feel the same in the sense that Malzahar should have been in more consideration of banning. At least we see that the Aatrox and Seraphine are taken away. They don't want to go against those comfort champions by the side of Madison Esports once again, and I think that's a good adaptation. Now we're talking about this dip. In the ban phase, none of the OP picks were taken away, so Morgana and Rumble are open. I like to see that Cosmic Remix took one of the two at least. They didn't leave both open, but it's interesting that they put the priority on Rumble instead of the Morgana. Some people say that Morgana is kind of better just because she can out clear faster and be at most places more of the time, but it's still interesting. The Kaisa coming through before any other champion is kind of interesting to me because I thought even though Kaisa is good, I think she has some matchups that she doesn't want to play against, like Tristana, because
hmm
it can just burst be really bad for her at the start if she's not ready for that, or against the support that goes into that lane as well. So I think it's kind of interesting seeing it being early picked. Are we going to see a Rakan? I don't think we've seen one before. It's kind of new.
Ooh. That's interesting. So I really, really love Rakan. I mean, I'm one of Rakan's number one fans. He probably already
Okay.
knows how popular he is, obviously. But I'm a big fan of his type of play. Just being able to initiate, get in, cause some disruption, and then get out. Like it's a really, really fun style of gameplay. Really, really flashy as well. And I think really helps out Morgana here by just giving her that little bit more of survivability when she pops her ultimate. And not to mention, that's a real good synergy as well. Being able to land that charm in order to keep them inside the Morgana stun is pretty big, especially if she rushes
Yeah.
a Zhonya's Hourglass first.
Yeah, and the Black Shield also it's really great for Akan because he doesn't have to fear anything stopping him from going in anymore if he gets a Black Shield on top of him. So I agree the synergy between those two champions is really good. And it's not something you can often see because most of the time those two champions would come in support. But looking now at the rest of the bans, I think Thresh and Pike, we saw it before. They were kind of telegraphed that they were going to come again because I think um, Madison Esports didn't deviate a lot from their previous pick and ban phase. But this time, Cosmic Remix is banning them also hard. They are not taking any chances against that, and the Mordekaiser. So maybe they have something they want to play that the Mordekaiser may bother a lot, but they already picked Zion, so I'm not sure if that would be still an okay idea to go to. And now the set being picked.
Yeah.
Said it's one champion enjoyable to see, and we have seen a couple of games already where they just destroyed the top lane and was just destroying the rest of the map because of that.
hmm Yeah, for sure. I mean, it certainly is an interesting pick. I'm assuming that this is for G1 to go into the mid lane. We have seen set mid pop up more and more often, and just leaving this last pick for 2 Su 20 here because yeah, I was also throwing up a question mark at this Malzahar ban as well. I'm not, or this Mordekaiser ban. I'm not exactly sure who's playing the Mordekaiser because it's not G1, it's not Su 20. Who's playing the
Yeah.
Mordekaiser here? Like, and I don't think that if you had left Mordekaiser open, that it would have been a priority pick for Madison Esports here. So really, just throwing a bunch of question marks. And okay, so it is a set top lane that I believe that Karma is going to go with G1 into the mid lane, who is
Yeah,
definitely a
I
really,
think
really
it is.
good pickup here.
Yeah, the karma. One of the good things, although we're saying it can go to the mid lane, and I think it's going to the mid lane, it's that it's still a flex. So we still are not sure that set is mid lane and karma is top lane is top lane mid lane. So
Hmm.
the flexibility is always there. The Tristana being mid now, I'm not sure how that works in that matchup because Karma, one of the assets of Karma is it's being able to just perma push without much of a risk of dying. But one of Tristana's traits is to just go in and kill anyone that goes into threat range from her bomb. So I don't know how that interaction in mid lane will work, but I'm still interested to see because if Karma gets out of lane unscathed, then she can just be so much support for the rest of the team. They have good damage in the Kaisa, in the Morgana, and in the Zed, as well as good engage with the Zed and the Rakan, and now they have an extra boost with the Karma going Shurelia right now. So overall, I think the composition from Madison Esports, I like it. I think they have a clear idea, and I think they have a clear way to execute it with going in and being able to burst out certain targets. But the side from Cosmic Remix has a lot of damage. They have Rumble, Tristana, and a Senna that will scale. It's a fasting Senna, so she will try and scale, I think. The Gragas can also get damage just because I think he will be the one that is farming on botlane. So I also want to see if they are able to just get to a point where they will just explode anyone from the side of Cosmic Remix from Madison Esports.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it certainly is an interesting team comp. I think my biggest question right now is Madison Esports, where's the damage? Where is it? Because it's not more like I'm guessing it's Morgana and Karma. I mean, obviously it's Kaisa, right? Like Kaisa is the most damaging hero
Yeah.
here, and maybe you have some mixed AP threats through Karma and Morgana, but it's not going to be as useful to you as like say a Diana or like say a straight just a straight damaging hero. I mean, you already have my question marks through this draft is like you already have a lot of utility. You have Morgana, you have Rakan, and then through phase two, you picked up Set as well. What is the idea for the Karma here? I guess it's for it's for additional utility. You get that additional speed boost to help out Rakan, but like and it comes to damage, surely karma hurts, right? Empowered Qs are nothing to
Yeah.
sneeze at, right? But there are so many other champions available to you that could be this AP threat that G1 does have some comfortability on that he could be playing. So I wonder if Madison Esports knows something that we don't, when it comes to this karma pick at least.
Yeah, I was thinking the Diana could have been an option as well, but I think Karma and Morgana are deceptive champions in the sense that most of the time they can they can seem to deal no damage, but instead they are dealing so much damage just because of
Yeah.
the little things that they do in team fights. So they kind of are not as showy with the damage that they do, apart from Mantra Q from Karma. So
Hmm.
it's not as showy, but they deal damage to that as well. But they are also sometimes deceptively low damage in the sense that if they cannot send any ability, then they don't do anything. So they are really based on that. I think the Madison Esports composition has the idea to try and go in, and if they are able to get their abilities on top of a certain person, which I think they can, and then pull that damage to the rest of the team, that I think they can do as well, then I think they can delete most champions. Tristan and Sen are not tanky champions as much, and Rumble without Sunjas, it's also a target that they can delete. So if they are able to get, for example, the set can just push the Sion on top of the enemy team with a Rakan ultimate coming through, with Morgana, with the pull from Morgana as well as a Mantra Q from Karma, then I think there's a lot of damage that will go into that area that can delete targets, and then Kaisa will clean up from that as well. So I think I don't think Madison Esports is lacking as much damage, but it's also true that if they are not in a good position in the game, so if they are far behind or something like that, Karma and Morgana are not going to be of as much help with the damage in that sense. So I can see where you're coming from that regard at least.
Yeah. Yeah, but it certainly is interesting for sure. I mean, I'm a support player. I'm always down for having supports in other lanes and wreaking havoc. So, I'm looking at this team and I see four supports and 180 carry. That's what I see when I see Madison Esports. So I'm excited. Set might not be specifically a support, but he's a support in my eyes. You can't go support all of season 10 and then be like, I'm a top laner now, guys, for real. It's like, no, 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 no,
So
no, no,
fantasy.
buddy. It's like, and then it's the meme of like the dude about to be hanged. He's just like, first time, and it's just like says just like, I'm not a support. I'm a top laner, and then he looks over and he sees Brand with a noose. He's just like, first time.
That's the sad story, but at least Seth has gotten love to be able to play in other places. Brand is just Brand,
Yeah.
so you just kind of you just leave them there hanging.
Yeah.
Don't talk to him ever. Said just
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
and run away as fast as you can and try and play through top lane.
Yeah.
And in that
we
regard, at
we
least
Brand,
said
we can
this
have the
matchup.
same thing with like Brand, Annie, and oh man, who else?
Oh, I know.
Galio can be down there. It'd be like at like a support group meeting. It's like, come on, we have a seat for you. Set's just running for his life. No.
Well, Belko falls in that category as well.
Yeah, Vel'Koz is down there too.
No,
Oh man, there's
your
like one
soul.
more. There's like one more who's like I can't think of off the top of my head. That's just like, oh yeah, I was totally. Oh yeah, Zyra for sure.
Syra, Syra to some degree could be, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
And now Seraphine, well, Seraphine was supposed to be a support. No,
Seraphine
she
was
was
supposed.
supposed to be a mage, right?
Yeah. They were like, she's definitely a mid laner. Wink. Oh, but
Yeah.
she's good if she's with other players. It's like, yeah, she's good when she's with other heroes, but she's like a utility mage. You want to send her mid. Oh, so she has lots of utility and she likes being with
Yeah,
other people. So she's support? No, she's how many times do I have to say she's a mid laner?
she's a mid laner. Yeah, no.
Okay, well, with that, we are going to take just a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to be on the Rift with game 2 of UW Madison Feta versus Cosmic Remix. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. everyone. Welcome back to Style Esports Season 7. My name is Shinkari. I'm joined, as always, by TDS, and we are on the Rift, or UW Madison Feta versus Cosmic Remix Game 2. It's up to Cosmic Remix to see if they can take this to a Game 3, but we got a pretty exciting matchup lined up for y'all as we see a bunch of supports all over UW Madison's team.
Yeah, I'm disappointed we didn't see an invade with the four supports. Maybe they are able to get CC with that.
Yeah.
I thought maybe, but no, no,
I
no.
mean,
Just a boring 5 point.
if I'm upset about anything, I'm upset that Kaisa isn't Senna. We could have had five supports, and then they just didn't do it.
Uh, I kind of now that I'm talking about Senna, does she enter in that category as well?
Yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. She was supposed to be a support. It's
Okay,
just
okay, no.
she's the opposite of she was supposed to be a support, and then she became an AD carry because people are like, oh, she's just an AD carry that we can build normally, and then we can just be fine.
Okay, okay,
It's the
okay,
same
okay.
thing.
That makes
Same
sense.
thing with Pike. Pike is the same deal. Like folks are like, "Oh yeah, he's a support. He has CC. He's an assassin. He's supposed to go in for short engagements and then go invisible and heal back the damage." It's like, "Oh, he's an assassin mid lane. What? No, no support mid."
I remember those days. I miss those days. I love playing Pike mid just because it was so fun to see people rage when you get the ultimate perfect lead so that you can kill multiple people with that.
Yeah.
It was so fun, enjoyable. Good
God.
old days.
If you really want to cause people that much anguish, just get Pike and ARAM and watch everyone just kind of scream in all chat. Is like, oh, the champion's overpowered. It's just like, I'm sorry, y'all.
True,
Y'all
true.
can't back. Y'all have no HP and like y'all are clustered
Yeah.
together. I don't know what to tell.
I remember it's so fun to see people rage because of things like that. The same with Ramus just going in and being able to get a
Yeah,
5-man ultimate on people because they have to be the 5 grouped up.
yeah,
So
yeah.
fun.
Ram is certainly what wasn't doing that before, but I will say landing that 3 second taunt was always great, man. Back in the back in my day,
Back in
or
my
was
day.
it back in my day, where Rammus had a 3 second taunt, Fiddlesticks had a 3 second fear, and Morgana has wait a minute.
Hmm. What does Morgana have?
Have present tense.
Yeah, yeah. When you think about something that changed, Morgana is not on that list. Morgana is the
Yeah,
same. She will
yeah,
always be the same, unless they
yeah,
rework her.
yeah. It's crazy because it's like it is it is the thing that I don't think anyone will change because it's like a skill shot and you have to land it and the missile speed is kind of slow. And sometimes you can just mess it up because the width of it is actually a lot larger than you think it is, and so sometimes you can just throw it at someone, think it's going to land, and then it hits a minion and you cry. um
Hit a
so
minion and you cry.
hit a minion and
Pretty much
cry.
the representation of every skill shot you missed.
Yeah, it's basically, if you ever see your support player and they're crying, it's because they threw so many skill shots that was meant for the enemy ADC that just hit a minion.
Okay, makes sense. One of my friends is a Thresh. It's a Thresh main,
Mm,
and the amount of times I've seen him cry just because he misses the hook, I'm not gonna lie, I've laughed at him very a lot of times. But because of that, he has been good. He became good and was able to begin carrying me. So at least there's payout from that.
yeah, yeah. Turns out, being bad at something is the first step to being kind of good at something.
Yeah, who
Jake the
would have
dog,
known?
2010, 2011. I don't know. It's a
That
quote from
series,
Adventure
yeah,
Time. Don't
yeah, yeah,
worry
yeah.
about it.
That series has ended. It ended already. So there's that. That's
Oh yeah,
that.
yeah. We can't quote it anymore. Obviously, the game. Obviously, we can't quote a series that has ended.
Yeah. And we have to be careful in case someone sue us for copyright for saying things
Oh
that are
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
ours.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So a
Don't
certain
copyright
dog from a
infringe.
certain place.
Abraham
Yeah.
Lincoln, 1920.
You have to be careful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a famous quote from Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. The one that invented electricity, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He invented
Yeah.
electricity. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Abraham
How
Lincoln
can we forget
invented
about that person?
electricity. Yeah, and then he tragically got lost in the Bermuda Triangle. Like,
Oh yeah, he was the one
yeah,
involved with Merlin, right? Right,
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He also hunted vampires. Little known fact about Abraham Lincoln.
He could kick a tree down with just a kick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just one kick and the tree is down. He kicked
And
down a
these
cherry
facts,
tree. That was the Yep.
these are facts. Do not search for this. Yeah,
Yeah.
just believe us.
Yeah, yeah,
You,
yeah. Don't
I promise you it's true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whatever Wikipedia tells you, it's a lie.
Unless it says the same that we just said, then it's
Yeah,
true.
and yeah, then it's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't Google Abraham Lincoln.
Don't
Man.
Google anything for that.
Yeah, yeah. It
Just come here and listen to us saying
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then you can believe that. That's better.
Yeah, I mean, just make sure y'all are taking notes because this will be on the final. Um,
On playoffs, we're going to ask questions regarding every stream, every cast that we've made, so you better be
yeah,
prepared for everything.
yeah. I'm actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna write down at least one question from something that we've just rattled on about in a particular match and just start asking questions.
Just because. Hey, if someone does answer them, I'm going to be so
Yeah, yeah,
surprised.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd be surprised too. I'm like, I have a fan.
We can give them Gucci points for that.
Oh yeah, Gucci points.
There's that. There's that. We have our own way to reward the viewers.
Oh man, Gucci points.
Speaking of Gucci points, do we give any to Su 20 for last game or not?
Ooh. Yeah, we can give
I
we
think
can
the
give we can give
1v3.
Sue 20 Gucci points for that. I mean, he basically won V5.
Yeah, I think that deserves
And
at
he
least,
dove two Nexus turrets. I mean, that has to be at least worth some Gucci points, right?
yeah, at least 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm. We are back in the
But yeah,
game,
we
pretty
are
much
back.
standard stuffs across. How many points did we say we were giving Sue 20?
Well, let's leave it at 7. I think. I think he deserves the
Seven?
7.
Okay, I think
Yeah.
seven is fair. That's for sure. We gave away five yesterday. I don't remember who to, but I think it was because they teleported to back to their inhibitor turret just so they could safely back. And
Oh
that's just
yeah.
swag at that point.
Yeah, no, he got a solo kill, then TP back and
Yeah.
just escape. And with that, he got the. I remember 7.5. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
more. Tristana? Oof.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. G1 is I mean, that's the problem of being against Tristana level 1, especially in
Yeah.
these situations where they can't be punished by two members instead of one. And that is I mean, that's what Get Clap Abe is just going to be doing this whole mid lane. G1 is just going to have to be dealing with all that burst damage, especially because of Hail of Blades on Tristana.
I feel like he's going to play the same way that he did with the Malzahar. He was getting bullied by by the Vladimir at the start of the game, but the game went on and he was just able to clear the waves and just go support the rest of the team. So I think he's going to try and do that with the Karma as well. And in
Right.
top lane, the Su 20
Yeah,
is
Sue
doing so much
20.
damage.
Oh my god, just
He's
beating the
dead?
crap out of
Whoa.
the Scion here. One punch after another. It doesn't matter if you come back from the death. You can't stop Sue 20. First blood at almost 3 minutes into this game.
He wants, I feel he wants Gucci points this game as well. He wants more. He's not
Yeah.
conformed with just 7.
They're a commodity. They're a
Yeah,
commodity. You got to get the Gucci points while you can. They reset every season.
they disappear. The more you get, the better you look in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They are redeemable for brownie points if you would like brownie points. And the brownie points are redeemable for
For bonus.
stuff
Okay.
and things.
An imaginary brownie. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
Mhm. The imaginary brownies are sometimes the most delicious, honestly.
I kind of feel like imaginary cotton candy would be better in that regard.
What makes
Just
you say
because
that?
cotton candy. I just feel like cotton candy overall is just better.
Really? Than a
Yeah.
brownie? That's a
Like
that's
I'm
an
not a
opinion.
like I like chocolate, but I'm not really a chocolate person, so it's kind of
Mmm.
hard for me to like a lot of chocolate things.
Mmm. I guess that's fair. It's just of all things, I guess if we're not exactly going into the minutia of like a tier list of sweet things. Is Sue 20 once again is fighting Koyo Coco and just oh my gosh, just a huge slog in that top lane. Zatch is going to be able to find a pretty easy knock up there. The grasp is not going to land. They're going to have to walk away as Morgana isn't going to get a gank this time.
Yeah, but the lane is prepared so that later on she can come once again. The lane is pushing towards him, so Hispanic King and Zac can have really good
God.
lane positioning for the
Su
Morgana to come later. Oh no,
20.
220.
Oh my God. He does not give this Scion a break for a second. He's just dealing so much
He
damage
already
over
used
and over
TP.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to
I'm
lose.
I'm
He's
kind of
losing so
upset that
much.
Scion didn't go for the buff steal early. Like a lot of times you can end up like if you're on the right side of the map and like he could have definitely stolen the red buff, died, and then come back to lane with red buff and then slowed down
Yeah,
this Morgana a bit.
yeah, especially because Morgana, she can clear fast, yeah, but she probably
Ooh,
would never
Su
be.
20
Oh no,
underneath turret too. Oh my god, nothing stops this guy.
yeah.
Jeez.
I feel
Oh
like
my
it's not. We
god.
we we were talking about the Aatrox so much, but I think he's just fighters. I think he plays well with fighters.
Yeah. These kind of 1v1 get into the thick of it and fight and win lane early so that you can team fight and then do even better. I mean, cuz like what's good about this is that he just had is that is going to bring so much utility to the table for later team fights that if he's able to open up this lane early, he's able to go mid and help out Karma. Ooh, okay. Rakan is going to dive in here, going to deal a decent chunk of damage, but have to dash back after Hispanic King is going to be stopped by this Gragas here. So they're both going to back away.
Good body slam to detain the car. Oh no,
Oh my God, Su 20 gets a really
he has
great
ultimate.
face breaker here. He's got the conqueror, he's got the showstopper, he's got the haymaker. Su
Oh
20,
no,
you need three people to get the shutdown on this guy.
he
One
got
for
it.
one in the top lane and got a teleport away from Tristana. This is huge.
Yeah, at least they got the shutdown because Sion dies once again. The wave is going to be pushed towards Zed. Zed has TP, so he can go back. Yeah, he's not going to lose much. And Karma had a free lane now. She was able to push back and come back even stronger. She still has TP, so she can impact the rest of the map more easily if she keeps the TP. And now Zed, I think it's just preparing a freeze. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sion is just this is
I mean,
just
it's the
horrible.
best thing to do, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
Scion now needs
I
to
agree.
walk into you. Like, he has the Bramble Vest, which good for Scion. That is like the best item you can build against Set, hands down. But
Yeah.
like now you have to deal with the fact that Set is 3-1 and has probably matched you with his damage in comparison to your defenses. As Zatch is looking for something here.
Oh,
Seven
the
Hatch is
clap
gonna get
hit.
the knock up onto Tristana here. She's not gonna be able to interrupt this dragon here, and that shield is gonna keep him alive and healthy just for a little bit longer. As Cloudfield is gonna walk away. This is looking like another pretty easy snowball here for Madison Feta in this early game.
Yeah, I think they should be able to pull it off. And one of the things we were talking about is that we were memeing this as a Kaisa with 4 support, but if the set is ahead early, he will deal a lot of damage to the AD carries. He's able to
Hmm.
just deal so much because of his passive with the double punches. He's dealing a lot of damage. And if he gets ahead early on, then he can just go into the backline with the Scion on top of them and then just hit them till they're dead. That's something that Set can do if he's ahead, and I think we can see that from Su-20 this game as well.
Oh my god, the Facebreaker interrupts the Scion Q and he's taken nearly half of his HP bar. He has to be chugging potions
He
at
can
this
dive
point in
him
order to
again.
stay in this lane. Oh my god. He's even down 22 CS, which is even worse. Okay, Rakan, looking for something here, bud? Hmm. Yeah, jeez. Oh my
The
god. Okay,
difference
Su
is so
20 underneath her for a little bit longer, but he's gonna get that grit shield and tank another turret shot just to get a haymaker punch onto Scion. And it's perfectly fine that he's been taking this damage because that passive is just so much different. And we're taking a look at the gold here. Is 1,000 gold difference between Set and Scion right now, and it is really, really showing. So, oh my God, he's underneath turret again. That's gonna be the showstopper and the haymaker punch as well. The
he
grit
has
shield is
Haymaker,
good,
yeah?
and he's gonna heal even off of that as well. Oh my
Probably scum.
God. Oh
Maybe he
yeah,
can trade it.
Waffles is here. Su 20 doesn't have anywhere to go. He's gonna try to make the survive as much as possible. My
Oof.
God. He nearly killed Waffles 22. If he had just a little bit more time, he probably would have gotten the kill into Waffles as well. Oh my
If he
God.
had Haymaker, he can get that kill again.
Oh my God. Yeah, for sure. 100%. But now there's a whole lot of pings going on to Morgana here, so that might be the next engage. But that's going to be Rakan knocking CX Lotus up into the air. A
So
whole
much
lot of follow
damage.
up here as Zatch is real low. Yeah, there's a whole lot of pings
Oh
on this
no,
Morgana
Cloud
here.
Field.
She's definitely in the wrong place. That's going to be a hop over the wall. That's going to be the flash over the wall. But here comes Koyo Coco
Oh
in from the wall. The Senna ultimate is good as well. And that's going to be a clean kill across the map. Going over to
yeah,
Scion of
really,
all people. And that's a real great, good amount of money in his pocket.
Oh wait,
Oh, yeah.
Hispanic King
CX
is alone.
Lotus is looking for the kill on a Hispanic King. And that explosive cast is great. Gonna use this dash to try to get away. He still has his flash and heal available. And he's not gonna use it. He's gonna keep alive for just the last second. Still gonna use just the heal. Still has flash, and he's going to live after this. Is Su 20.
Oh
Oh
no.
my god. He's just fighting Koyo Coco again. He does have the grievous wounds on him. Conqueror has procced, and he's gonna get that haymaker punch with just the tip. But Koyo Coco, once again, has to keep chugging potions in order to live.
Yeah, and Koyo Coco, the worst thing by that is that he has double buffs and he still cannot do anything against the set. He cannot
Yeah.
go close to him because he will die. He will get just hit after hit after hit until he's dead. Morgana Cloudfield, I think, overextended a lot on top side. Morgana didn't need to die at all at that point. You just gave away two buffs to the Sion and a kill back. It's really not necessary to just give away free resources. And on bot lane, Hispanic Kick was close to dying because Zac backed and he completed his back going away before Hispanic King actually did, and he was alone at 1v2. Luckily for him, he waited with the heal for so long that he was able to just survive after the Senna flashed in to try and get the kill. I think she tried too much, too hard to get it. I think she didn't know that the flash was still active and she tried to go for the play, but sadly it didn't come through. So they now have a good opportunity to try and force with the Rakan ultimate on the Senna.
Yeah, and this is definitely an opportunity. The blue team is definitely looking for this Drake here now that Morgana has shown on this top side in the top side river here, and they both are backing here as well. So if they want to pull the trigger on this Drake, it would probably be the oh no, excuse me, it's
Yeah,
still spawning.
30
I
seconds.
can read timers totally.
That's really bad for them because now they won't have Herald either and oh waffles.
Yeah, Zatch is
Just
being
a little
caught out
damage.
here. He's good. The body slam
Ooh,
is good. He's going to force to pop ultimate here. He's going to land the charm onto two members and immediately get out here. Morgana and Set are here to fight. It's now a 4v3
Senna doesn't
match.
have
He's caught
flash.
on the wrong side. He's not going to try to flash forward. He's going to try to make this a 1-for-1 as much as possible. But now Ocean Drake is spawning in just
That
a
should be
few
Drake.
seconds, and the red team is as 5 down in this Drake.
Yeah, that should be Drake. They have Su 20 here. He can just put pressure on anyone that wants to go.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
waffles.
Just like this Rumble, right? And it's going to be
Bye
Su 20
bye.
picking up yet another kill. You use the Stride Breaker, the Face Breaker, and the Showstopper. There's a lot of errors in that, and it was going to get set the kill he was looking for. As now he's, oh man, he's even fighting Get Clap Ape in the middle here. Oh my God, he's going to get the Karma Shield.
Oh, he
Jesus.
got the shield with the stride breaker to get on top of her, and almost if he had it to stun, then he's able to get on top of her really easily.
Hmm.
But at least Sion gets some plate. He's able to get back some gold, so now he's not as far behind from the set as he could have been. He's just 1,000 gold ahead. Oh
Oh
wait,
my
Su
God.
20,
Suit
no
20 gets a
again.
good pace breaker as well. Is going to let Zion get a good Q in return, but is he going to look for the 1v1 here? Koyo Coco have to chug some potions once again as Suit 20 just putting on the pressure so much in this
He
game as
had
he's going to
Herald.
pop the Rift Herald.
Rakan is coming
Oh
to
man,
top
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, he's going to get himself at least 2 plates here. Yep, that's going to be the gold going over to him. And man, this is really looking. I mean, Sion had a decent chunk of time to himself, and he's still down almost 30 CS to Suit 20. And oh man, he
Oh
still
no.
wants more.
I thought they were going to prepare a dive because Rakan was roaming, Zac was into top river, but for some reason they just run away. Oh, he's under turret, so maybe he
Oh
can try. Yeah,
yeah, the Haymaker shield is going to keep him alive for just a little bit, and Koyo Coco used his ultimate as well. It would have been well timed for literally any other champion. I would argue.
yeah.
But the problem is, Set just gets one big shield whenever he presses his Haymaker, and so that time Set is just going to walk away for free, almost. After
Well,
getting
he had to use
3
flash.
plates.
Yeah, at least you force the flash out. Even if you force the place, you are still. Oh, Sack.
Ooh, yeah, not
He's really
really in
bad
a good
position.
spot. That's probably going to be an easy kill here as he goes down to the tower. The teleport coming in from Karma as well. They're looking to turn this around, maybe, but they're so far away. They're underneath the turret as well. Set is here. He teleported into this fight. They definitely want it now. Two teleports have been spent. They definitely have to
They
get
don't
something
know.
if they
I
want to
don't think
make
they
these
know.
teleports worth. Okay, let's see. Okay, no, Set is backing off. He's walking into the jungle right now.
Yeah, think they could have forced it the set. If he gets the CX Lotus on top of the Senna, then it's really two easy kills to get. But he runs
Ooh.
away. Oh, Cloudfeet waffles.
Cloudfield, yeah, I mean, I think this is a positive trade for Cloudfield. I mean, he has the black shield and the snare as well, and the tormented soil. Like, there's a whole lot of good things for Morgana. Not a whole lot that excuse me, Rumble can do in
Gets
response. Yeah, Karma's looking for
gets
something from Cons here as well.
Su 20.
Su 20 just walked through the turret in order to get over to Waffles. The equalizer comes across, but it's not going to stop this set. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's Equalizer and Dawning Shadow. So
Yeah.
two ultimates used, and the set just casually walks behind turret side, stride breakers in, and then Showstopper to get the Rumble in a difficult position.
Oh
This set is
god.
just he's doing whatever he pleases. He's really the boss of the Rift. At
Yeah.
least Cosmic Remix gets the first turret in mid lane with the Tristana, but oh no,
Oh,
not again.
yeah. He's looking for more on a Koyo Koko here. He's got Gladiator. He's got Conqueror procced. He's doing these good damage here. The Haymaker is not going to land, but that's going to be
What can he
Rakan
do?
coming in to interrupt the queue. Are they going to find more? That's going to be the Facebreaker to pull him back in. Can they find the damage? But Koyo Koko is going to stay
Ignite.
alive just for a little bit longer. Waffles is here to support. Set is looking for the back. He might be able to 1v2. Koyo Koko is pretty low. It looks like
He's
he's
going
just going to
now.
complete
Yeah.
the back and leave.
Yeah, I am curious if the set if Su 20 will go for Blade of the Ruin King. I think not. I think he's going for Black Cleaver now. But I think
Hmm.
Blade of the Ruin King this game could have been a good item because it helps him sustain and he can go into fights a lot. So,
Hmm.
oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that may be Sterak's instead. Thanks, producer.
Yeah.
Um, but
I mean,
I
we
think
saw
he
we saw
did.
how much we saw how much work Sterix was doing in the previous game on the Aatrox. I mean,
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
got to be like if you're gonna be end up trying to 1v5 the team. I mean, it's got to be a no brainer for that item, right?
Yeah, it's it makes sense, especially if he wants to go in into them as well. So that extra health can translate into extra damage. I just think Blade of the Ranking will make him put more pressure on the side lane, but I don't
Right.
think that's the plan overall for the team. So makes sense in that regard at least.
Right.
And with that, one of the things that I want to say with Cosmic Ravis is that they at least secure the first turret, and it's the mid lane turret, so at least they are able to open a little bit of the map as well. So they can be a little bit more secure with that and can try and force something through mid lane as well. But they are prepping for Drake.
Yeah, Cloudfield did miss the Dark Binding, and that's a pretty big tool down for the red team here. They're going to have to
Ice
wait
is
for that to get
alone.
back up. Okay, it has landed onto the
What?
Scion. Let's see if they want to use this. Su 20 is looking for something. That's going to be the suplex into the team.
Whoa.
Koyo Koko flashes away, but he's taken incredibly low. CX Lotus over the wall and the Equalizer as well. But Koyo Koko is going
That
to be
is
the first
dead.
to fall.
Yeah.
Morgana and Set have fallen too. Rumble is going to be the next to fall. Set as well. And now the rest of the red team is looking for something. Hispanic King dives in, but it's
What?
a 3v1. The double kill goes over to Kaisa, but it's 4 members lost on the red team. The blue team is now looking for something here, and the only stuff they have left is this Karma throwing out Qs. And man, this is not what the result we were
Oh, she
thought was
got
going to
rooted.
happen.
I didn't either, but that was just such a bad fight by Madison Esports. I think they just fought it really badly. They had the peak on the Scion with the Morgana, and he was taking damage. If you get just the E from the set on top of him, then you can just keep on piling damage. But for some reason, Set uses the showstopper on the Scion and tries to get on top of the backline, but the backline wasn't even close to the position where Set was taking the Scion to, so the damage was never a problem there. Zack ultimates in to try and G1? Nah,
Yeah,
she
she
just
wound up being
jumps
able to
away.
find the snare here onto Tristana, but yeah, you're right. I
Yeah.
mean, the snare onto Scion was good, and you have some range champions, and it was pretty much in your favor. I think Set using that as a go button, you know, I'm not quite sure where it fell apart because even as I'm trying to think of like what Set could have done differently. Oh man, is he gonna 1v2 right here? Oh my god, Matt G is already taken incredibly low. The Haymaker is going to be able to
Dead?
find the kill. CX Lotus is now the target, and he's
He
trying
has
to use everything
Showstopper.
he can to get away. That's going to be the explosive cast, but he's going to flash onto the
Oh,
other side of it. He's going to get a one
yeah.
for
2v1.
two, a 1v2 in the top lane as Zatch and Hispanic King are trying to get the onto the side on Koyo Coco, but I don't think you're just not set, but I don't know if you can fight this the same way. Zatch is on the wrong side of this team fight, going to try to use the ultimate in order to get onto back to his AD carry. He's going to use the W as well, split up, and the
Oh,
equalizer cannot hit him, but Hispanic King is
oof.
taken incredibly low. The
He's
Buster
dead.
shot might actually save him.
Oh,
Waffles is going to use the chilling smite, going to try to bit the last bite of damage, and
no.
that's going to get the shutdown over onto Rumble there. Zatch is taken incredibly low, and the kill is going to go over to Tristana. And now the game that we were saying was one-sided because of how fed this set is now starting to swing back into the blue team's favor.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with just misplays from Madison. They are forcing a fight on a Sion that has Frozen Fist completed. As a Kaisa that right now you need at least another item to be able to begin dealing damage to the Sion. Yeah, the Sion can die against the set. Yeah, but the set is two. It was one level ahead from the Sion before, 2 levels ahead from the Sion before, and he deals more damage to tanks just because of the Conqueror. The Kaisa not yet can deal with that, so she needs to wait a little bit more. On the top side, Zed goes for a really good trade. I think Su 20 can go for that 1v2 almost anytime just because of how far ahead he is and how much damage he can deal to the Senna. But on the bot side, trying to force that kind of play on the set on the Sion, especially knowing that the enemy team has another TP to be able to collapse, and not knowing where Rumble was either. It's just kind of trying to do too much without needing to.
Yeah, now we see both teams kind of posturing around this Baron here. Both I think this should be two teams that could very easily take Baron here. Set is very good at taking the Baron. Kaisa, Morgana as well. So this should be an objective that both teams are looking for here. But you know, I think I agree with you. Is that the red team is ahead, but all the gold's on Set. And if Set ain't there,
Oh,
then you're probably losing the team fight as he's using the showstopper in
he's
order to
there.
kill the
Yeah.
Gragas. Now the teleport is complete onto Koyo Coco here. He hasn't used the ultimate just yet, and they're
Just
trying to find the kill
run.
here, but he's just so tanky. Don't try to fight the Scion. Set might be able to kill him, but I don't know if y'all will be able to. That's going to be the ultimate get clap. Ava's going to
Oh,
get in there, but he's going to
what?
immediately get charmed, knocked into the air by the Set. The equalizer comes across the entire team, but they immediately run away. Koyo Coco is now dead. He's going to use that passive to deal as much damage as he can, but this team is immediately going to keep themselves alive. A 3-for-0, a complete
They have karma.
180 from
Yeah.
the team fight that we saw earlier on Dragon.
Yeah, and this time around, this is what happened really is that what like you were saying, the set needs to be there to be able to do much damage. The set is the one that is really far ahead. He can deal with certain champions, and he the set was ambition. There was a ward watching what set was going to try and do, and he just goes for
Mhm.
the blast cone, gets over the wall, and just gets on top of the rumble on the Gragas and kill him really easily. They didn't really need anything much apart from the set just getting on top of him and dealing damage. That's about it. And then they force the TP out of the Sion. The Sion is in a bad position and tries to run away. He's able to get away from some of the CC, but still, for some reason, he tries to turn around, goes in for an ultimate where his teammates were far behind. They weren't really that close to him to be able to follow up.
Yep.
And the Tristana had to use the jump to be able to get on top of, to help the Sion in any way. But she just dives in onto the Rakan on Zac, getting a really good ultimate, followed by his W. So the Tristana didn't really do anything. So overall, I think Cosmic Remix just played that badly. They tried to follow up on things that weren't there, and the set Su 20 being this time around is what really, in a way, changed the fight for the side of Madison Esports.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it definitely was well executed by UW Madison because Scion went in, and then you're right, no one was there, but we're gonna have to see how this dragon plays out. That's gonna be equalizer coming across, but the red team is going to be able to secure it
Oof.
down. I think Morgana might have smited just a little too early, but that is now sole point for the red team here, and that's really, really big.
Yeah. It's a set with Showstopper that will get an extra boost of a movement speed.
Hmm.
That whenever he gets that, it's going to be worrisome.
Yeah, and right now that cooldown is 75 seconds. So that is definitely something to keep your eye on. He can pretty much use that whenever. Like he can use that whenever, and it will probably be up for the next team fight unless it happens, immediately. Right?
Yeah.
But like this set is now so far ahead that once again the red team has to be using it to their advantage. Otherwise, it's going to be real hard for them to be winning these team fights because there's not a whole lot of gold on the rest of their team. We take a look at Karma 0-0-7 and behind in CS in comparison to Tristana. And this Kaisa is just the next highest member on their team. So, it's gonna be it's we're gonna have to take a look at these, team fights if Set gets caught out and gets picked, like, that's gonna be huge for the blue team. They'll be able to follow up on that easy.
Yeah, at least Agent
Ooh.
007. Oh, nice pick.
Yeah, that's a dark
He's dead.
binding on Gragas, and immediately all the CS is able to come down on top of him after that. So real clean kill there, and just it's another instance of just Gragas getting caught out of position here and just not respecting the amount of damage or even the CC rather the enemy team can throw at him.
Yeah, and one of the things I was thinking with the Karma, with Jibon going with the Shurelias, I was thinking she was going to be the one going Shurelias to be able to give them movement speed. But because the Rakan is already there, they have the Shurelias as well as the Moonstone. So they have a
Yeah,
lot of healing as well as movement speed coming from those two. And I think
yeah,
like we were talking about this, Jimon was just 007 before, but now he's 008.
yep,
But at least now he has enough support items to be able to provide that support for the set and the Kaisa. I think Kaisa
yeah.
has 2 items now, so she will be a damage dealer. And the set, if he's always there, then I think they can deal. Oh, they're going for a rubber
Oh
round.
yeah, they're definitely looking for Koyo Koko here. He's taken incredibly low, and that's going to be the Set and the Rakan on the back end here. Koyo Koko is taken incredibly low, and Set is looking for something, but they're going to dive underneath the back end turret. Zatch is taken incredibly low here. The heal is going to
He's
keep him
dead.
alive for just a little bit longer. The heal, the black shield, he's still alive. Su 20 is going to use his ultimate in order to get away. He's going to dash over the wall, and
Oh,
now that's the dark binding onto
they
Gragas.
got the
Let's see
pick.
if they can turn this around, but that's a huge equalizer coming across. But Su 20 is going to be able to
That's
find
a
the
cute
kill, and
playmaker.
it's 2 kills for the red team here, and they're going to immediately run onto this turret. 3 kills make that with the Scion, the Tristana, and the Gragas all go down. They pick themselves up 2 turrets down in the bot lane. This is a huge Baron play for them.
Yeah, and before those the last 2 kills and all that, they were going for a wraparound on the Sion, but Morgana just got a bind on top of him, and she deals a lot of damage to a Sion, especially because Sion doesn't have any kind of magic resist that can be protected against the Morgana, and she has a Liandry's, so she will be able to deal a lot of damage with the Tormented Soil, with the bind getting on top of the Sion, and Kaisa can follow up really easily with that because one of the good things about this composition for Kaisa is that all the members have CC in any way, and her passive can be stacked more easily through that. So that's something really good for the Kaisa, and Kaisa with the Morgana can delete the Sion right now. Not maybe not super easily, but they can delete it if they get a good pick. And then they go the Su 20 and Zac were trying to go for the Senna. The Senna wasn't really they weren't really able to get that. Zac ends up dying, but they created enough space for the rest of the team to kill the Sion safely and then run away. And then Su 20 just uses the showstopper to get Tristana away, gets them
Ooh,
really.
that's a
Oh no,
Rakan
Sion.
ultimate and empowered E as well on Karma. Really trying to look for the kill on Nikoyo Koko here. They do have the grievous wounds. They do have 4 members, so they should be able to take him down. The rest of the blue team is looking to respond here, but Set, he's down in that bot lane. You can't leave him alone down there. He's especially against Tristana, who I don't know if that's a positive matchup here, but they're definitely drawing a lot of attention into this top lane.
It was before. Right now, it's not even close. If the set gets on top of you, she's dead.
Yeah, for sure. This turret is definitely going down as Koyo Koko has to cede it to 4 members of the red team here. That's a dark binding on Gragas.
Oof.
No follow up from the rest of the team, but definitely a decent chunk of damage. I mean, that's a Medjai's with 10 stacks on the Morgana here as Su 20 is looking for the kill here. You jumped in the wrong direction, Get Clap
No.
Babe. He's going to be taken incredibly low. The shield from the Sentinel ultimate is going to come across as well. That's going to be the flash forward from Waffles. They're looking for the kill into Su 20 here, which could be huge. He's looking to turn this around as much as he can, but that Steric shield is not going to keep him alive for very much longer, but that's going to be the shutdown. Meanwhile, his
That's fair.
team, they're on Baron. You can have Set. We're going to take the Baron buff.
Yeah, and what they get the pick at least, so they get a shutdown as well. That's really important. The one that got the shutdown was I'm not sure who got it. Rumble. Okay, Rumble got the
Ooh,
shutdown. That's still
wait
good.
a minute.
Are they going to collapse?
Wait, they're looking to fight here. This is going to be the TP in from Tristana. This is going to be a
City is
4v5.
dead.
The Morgana ultimate is coming across. They're going to have to run here. Cloudfield lands them binding onto Koyo Koko here, who now is taken incredibly low. Waffles is low as well. Are they going to finish off? Are they going to steal this dragon? Can they
Keep
do it?
them
They're not going to
there.
be able to do it. And the Cloud Drake is going to go over to the blue team here as the red team is running for the
Look at mid
base.
lane. Yeah,
Oh my
look at mid
God.
lane. They're super.
Yeah, they have supers pushing into the mid lane. Morgana is trying to get some damage onto these turrets here as the oh man, they're really going to try to get as much out of this buff as possible. Cloudfield
Set
doesn't
TP
land.
top
The
lane.
thing is going to be spell immune to the Everfrost, and she's just going to walk away. Jesus. Oh man. Man, y'all are giving me a heart attack out here. Jesus. Oh my god. Okay, so
And
now
they're
the
going to
siege
keep
begins.
on.
They have the Baron buff. Oh, that's gonna be the showstopper set. S20 pulling
Oh,
Koyo Coco into the team. That's gonna
so
be
much
Rakan diving
damage.
in as well. Is gonna be able to land the charm, and that's gonna be Senna falling down. Rakan is the first to die on the red team, but is it worth it? That's gonna be the Steric shield keeping alive for just a little bit longer. The rest of the team is here to support. That's gonna be the shield from Karma, the double kill, the triple kill for the Kaisa here, and now the rest of the blue team is falling. Koyo Coco is alive for just a little bit longer, but there are minions with Baron buff in your base. Two turrets are that's the first Nexus turret down. The second can waffles. The God mode 1v4. Can he stop him? It doesn't look like he's going to give it a shot. And that's going to be the Nexus going down. And UW Madison Feta taking game 2 over Cosmic Remix.
Yeah, and right there, that last team fight, 220 gets a really good showstopper with the Sion getting on top of the 280 carries. Their health bar was deleted. It was just so much damage. I don't think anyone expected that from the side of Cosmic Remix. But the set, it was not only this team fight, it was almost every team fight. He was really impactful. He was the main reason that most of the things happened for the side of Madison Esports because he was so ahead from the get-go, and he just went on from his early advantage into just winning the game through that. Really well done by Su 20, both games, really.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I mean, I have to give. I don't think we really talked about an MVP for game 1, but I think the MVP for this whole set has to go over to Set, the
Yeah.
Suit 20 on Set
Yeah.
and H. Like that is the play that he did in game 1 and the play that he did in game 2 was insane. We're like, yeah, we'll ban you off your Aatrox. You won't have it anymore. And then, we'll ban a couple other champions that are good top laners, and then we'll be fine. And then Suit 20 is like, okay, sure, whatever you want.
Yeah. He never really cared about that. Like both times he was just, okay, you're not going to ban my Aatrox. Okay, I'm going to destroy you with that. Okay, you're banning my Aatrox now. I'm going to
Yeah.
destroy you with a set. And he
Yeah.
just delivered with that. And there wasn't really, I think in the first game, there was a little bit more of jungler attention to the top side. But on the second game, Su 20 just played almost always alone on top lane and was able to get advantages through that. I think he was ganked more times that he was helped by his team on
Yeah.
both games.
Yeah, I don't think there was ever really a Morgana gank in the top lane like at all. Like I think Morgana came bot side more often than not. And but
Yeah.
it's like Suit 20 just didn't need it. He just didn't need that gank because he was just bullying the Scion for a literal eternity. Like there was next to nothing the Scion could do. He went for a Q almost every time. Suit 20 had Facebreaker ready to go. And then immediately interrupted the Q, got the damage and the stun off, and was able in that instance where Gragas's Q is on that reduced cooldown to immediately step in and just be like, okay, boom, you're gone. I'm going to take this trade. And even if you're not
Yep.
going to hit me with it. And really quickly, we had it on stream up for a moment. Set's damage was 33,382. The next closest person in damage was Kaisa at 17,000. That's insane. That's
Yeah,
insane.
both games. It has
Yeah.
been insane. In both games,
Yeah.
he was just not only the highest damage, but the difference between him and the second one was so huge.
Yeah. It's
Just
insane.
yeah, Su 20, congratulations on the Gucci points this week. Good job.
Congratulations on the Gucci. Oh no. We
Thanks so
can't
much.
we can't give more than what we've already given. We can only give the Gucci points one time. 7 is
Oh,
enough.
really?
7 out of 10,
Okay,
that's
okay.
fine. You
Okay.
can't just give this stuff away. Come
Unlucky
on,
Su
it's
20,
Gucci
unlucky.
points.
I guess so.
Yeah. Well, with that, man, really well played by UW Madison Feta for sure, and well played by Cosmic Remix as well. I don't want to, I think Cosmic Remix, like even though they were behind both games, recognized how far ahead Su20 was in comparison to his own team. And a lot of the times when he was by himself and they were able to get the kills they were able to find the pick, like it turned into something that was huge. Even in that last bit, even though they lost the game off that play, they were able to go grab Dragon and kind of wrest it from UW Madison's control. There were a couple times where they killed Set and team fights were able to go in their favor. So, really, really well played by Cosmic Remix for sure. Like they still had things that they were that they had going for them. So, you don't want to completely deny we should give credit where credit is due, even if folks have lost the game.
I agree.
But yeah, go ahead.
Now, just a quick note. I think if they were really behind from the get-go in both games, I feel like they misplayed a little bit in how they played the early game. But both times in both games they were looking for opportunities to try and get back into the game, and some of them were really good. The fights in Drake were almost done in a good manner. In the first game, they got a really good collapse on Malzahar and they were able to force him out of the fight, and they are almost able to win it. If they were in more equal position, then maybe they can pull it off. On the second game, their champion, the Zion, even though was behind, they were able to get some team fights in good positions because the AD carries were able to deal damage, and the set wasn't as impactful because they were able to keep distance between them and the set. But some of the decisions they did throughout the game are a little bit wonky overall, and I think if they can correct some of the decisions and a little bit of their early game, then they can be a better team and begin winning these kinds of games more.
Yeah, for sure. But with that, we are going to, that does it for us here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. On behalf of myself, our entire live podcast crew, thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, press that follow button. We have League of Legends every week for y'all to watch more exciting games like this one. And if you're feeling generous, make sure to press that subscribe button. It really helps us out. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And I would like to also thank TDS for co-casting with me this evening, and I'd like to also thank our good friend Half Asian Dad for being the producer for this evening. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you at the next match.